It's 10 trivia questions on 50-50. Pick one of the answers, and it'll be right. Hopefully. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be? And welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thanks for checking out the show, and thanks for leaving iTunes reviews. Finally hit 400 of those after about 7 years, going on 7 years of the podcast. So thank you for helping us hit that number. I feel like when you look at a show and you're deciding if you're going to watch it or listen to it, rather, you'll go, oh, do other people like this or listen to this? And when you see a number like 400, you're like, wow, at least 400 people do. So that's very cool of you. Thanks for leaving an iTunes review. If you've never done that, take a couple seconds and go do that for us. Help us grow this show. I have a book here that I got of Golden Girls postcards. There are 20 quotes from the show, and they're pretty big 5x7 postcards. So if you're listening to this specific episode and you'd like a Golden Girls postcard in the mail, email me, ryanbuds@gmail.com, with your mailing address, and I will send you a Golden Girls postcard. In the subjects, put your favorite Golden Girls name. How about that? Favorite Golden Girls character, and your address in the body of the email, and I will send you one in the mail as long as I don't run out of them. That's my special offer for any listener of this episode. And if you're listening way in the future, after September 2023, hit me up still. Maybe I'll still have some, or I can send you something else. Today's episode, 50-50. I'll give you a question. You tell me if it's one thing or the other. And we're going to jump into that right after the warm-up of Scattergories. Scattergories letter is J. We have television stars, kinds of candy, and things on a beach. Television stars, kinds of candy, and things on a beach. All right, 50-50 trivia coming up right now. Here we go. It's 50-50 trivia. Question number 1. Are metatarsals on your feet or your hands? Number 1, are metatarsals in your feet or your hands? Question number 2, is Uncle Sam based on a real person or completely made up? Is Uncle Sam based on a real person or completely made up? Number 3, which is colder, the North Pole or the South Pole? Number 3, which is colder, North or South Pole? Number 4, is the on-court official in a tennis match called an umpire or a referee? Number 4, is the on-court official in a tennis match called an umpire or a referee? Number 5, was Plato Socrates' teacher, or was Socrates Plato's teacher? Number 5, was Plato Socrates' teacher, or was Socrates Plato's teacher? Number 6, when blue litmus paper turns red, is it an acid or a base that is present? Number 6, when blue litmus paper turns red, is it an acid or a base that is present? Number 7, which U.S. state entered the Union as the 50th state? Was it Alaska or Hawaii? What was our 50th U.S. state, Alaska or Hawaii? Number 8, who said, one can survive everything nowadays except death? Was it Oscar Wilde or Mark Twain? One can survive everything nowadays except death, Oscar Wilde or Mark Twain? Number 9, who starred in Star Trek from 2009? Was it Chris Pratt or Chris Pine? Who starred in Star Trek, Chris Pratt or Chris Pine? Number 10, was Hobbes and Calvin and Hobbes a tiger or a lion? Number 10, was Hobbes and Calvin and Hobbes a tiger or a lion? And number 11, which island is bigger in area? Is it Newfoundland or Ireland? Which island is bigger in area, Newfoundland or Ireland? Those are all your questions for 50-50 trivia. We'll be back with the answers right after this. We are back in business with the answers to 50-50 trivia. Let's see how you did. Number 1, are metatarsals in your feet or hands? Those are in your feet. Metatarsals in your feet. Number 2, Uncle Sam is based on a real person. Look it up. Uncle Sam's basis is a real person. Number 3, which is colder, the North Pole or the South Pole? That would be the South Pole. Number 4, in the on-court official in a tennis match, are they called an umpire or a referee? An umpire. Umpire. Number 5, was Plato Socrates' teacher, or was Socrates Plato's teacher? That was Socrates as Plato's teacher. Socrates was Plato's teacher. Number 6, when blue litmus paper turns red, an acid is present. Acid. Number 7, which U.S. state entered as the 50th U.S. state to the Union? That was Hawaii, 1959. Number 8, who said one can survive everything nowadays except death? It wasn't Mark Twain. That means it was Oscar Wilde. What a wild quote. Number 9, who starred in Star Trek? Chris Pratt or Pine? That was Chris Pine. Chris Pine. Just watched him in Don't Worry, Darling. Pretty creepy. Number 10, was Hobbes and Calvin and Hobbes a tiger or a lion? A tiger, stuffed tiger. And number 11, which island is bigger in area, Newfoundland or Ireland? It's Canada's own Newfoundland. Number 11. Trying to say that like Higgins says it on Murdoch Mysteries, if anybody watches that show. I think that's how you say it. 50-50 trivia in the books. Hope you had a good time playing along. Letter was J for TV stars. I'm going to say Jim Carrey, who started off on In Living Color. He was a TV star for a little bit, and then he started doing movies. Kinds of candy, Jawbreakers, and Things on a Beach. How about I was going to say javelin, but that would be weird. June bugs. How about that? June bugs that time of year floating around by the water. There you go. Fact of the day, Michael Eisner's severance pay when he left Disney in 2005 was reportedly $1 billion. Pretty good severance, I'd say. Pretty good severance. Thanks for listening. Thanks for telling a friend. Thanks for booking your holiday parties by emailing me, ryanbuds@gmail.com, or going to my website, triviawithbuds.com, and clicking on the contact form found at the bottom of every page. And we'll see you next time for more Trivia with Buds. Cheers!